Welcome back, everybody. Today we're shaking down The People vs. Larry Flynt, a biopic starring Woody Harrelson as the pornographer of Hustler magazine. Carmine, roll the tape. As you'd imagine, the world of a sleazeball has many highs and lows. Let me tell you. So, all around, I'd say the filmmakers did a pretty good job of a movie that's basically about a magazine editor getting sued a bunch of times. It's not your average courtroom drama, though. Old Flynt was a bit eccentric when it came to his antics, including firing his lawyer during a trial and hurling an orange at the judge. Back in my day, if you had trouble in the courts, it was because you hadn't paid any of the witnesses off. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the story, let's show a little respect to the cast. You've got Edward Norton as lawyer Alan L. Isaacman, whose closing argument was repeated verbatim in the movie. Courtney Love is splendid as Flynt's tragic wife, Althea. And even Woody's own brother Brett plays Flynt's own brother Jimmy. Keeping it in the family, huh? I respect that. The filmmakers were so careful to do the facts of the story justice that Courtney Love was arrested during the filming due to her obscene costumes. How's that for authenticity? But look, I gotta be frank with you. I'm a family man. The only time I ever step inside a strip joint is to do business. That's because I respect women like my mother, my wife, and my gourmands. Yet this story about pornographer fighting a civil liberties case against religious whack jobs does a great job of making you feel the stakes, regardless of how you feel about the subject matter. Take the scene where Flynt returns to his office after the failed assassination against him by a serial killer neo-Nazi. And yes, that really happened. He's there and they're getting a rundown on how things were going in his absence. And let me tell you, things were a little shabby. That's why seeing him fire deadbeats and get back on the saddle is a great moment. And the fact that his pain medication for his spinal injury is what leads his beloved wife to her early death is a testament to the writers. This ain't no Wikipedia rundown of a man's life. It's a tasteful and thoughtful arrangement of themes. Love and lust, sinners and saints, religion and evil, justice and morality. And to think, the movie almost didn't happen. The insurance fees for Courtney Love were so high that the studio refused to pay him. Maroon. Thankfully, the tab was picked up by lead actor Woody Harrelson, director Milos Forman, and producer Oliver Stone. However, the movie ain't perfect. Let me tell you, anyone familiar with biography movies might find that some of the turns are a tad predictable. Some of the characteristics are a bit banal, like the confrontation between best friends Flynt and Isaacman that ends their friendship. And I can't deny that nowadays the subject matter feels like it's being handled with kids' gloves. Maybe this old mob boss is getting soft in his gray years, but I can't help but feel that if this movie was handled today, it would make Larry Flynt's story less sympathetic. It would tighten the themes too, because sometimes the morality of the movie feels a little black and white, which ain't hard when your bad guy is the human toilet plunger that is Jerry Falwell. Look, I'm not saying the filmmakers shy away from the quote-unquote questionable subject matter. I'm just saying the way it's handled is what you'd expect from a 90s flick. Maybe it sounds like I'm throwing him under the bus, so let me be clear. The People vs. Larry Flynt is as relevant now as it was when it hit the screens back in 1996. It ain't often that a moving picture feels topical a quarter of a century later. So even if Larry Flynt himself and Hustler magazine are no more, you'll be doing yourself a disservice if you don't cross this title off your watch list. For that, I'd give it a solid 3 slices of gabagool out of 5. It's aged in some areas, but still fresh where it counts. Now get out of here before I change my mind getting you made. Hit that subscribe button too. I hear whenever you do, a federal agent gets his wings. Forget about it.